Hey, guys, goddesses, creator bees, it's Nefertia Oshun Mimo with Creole Shun. I'm here today with my CLAIRSENSES series to talk to you about Clairempathy. So I talked to you last week on Saturday about clairsentience, which is really similar to clairempathy, where clairsentience is psychic physical feelings and clear empathy is psychic emotional feelings. So it's not necessarily in the body, which you can feel some things in the body, but that's more than likely that most people who are empaths are also clairsentient, and most people who are clairsentient are definitely empaths. Well, people who are clairsentient are definitely empaths already. So it goes together. So what's clairempathy? Clairempathy is the ability to pick up on the emotions of other people, animals, and the energies around you. So that can include like even like plants and like the history of a building that you're in or an atmosphere. Like, if you like just happen to go to like a murder scene or something, you might pick up on the energies of what happened tonight. Not even necessarily while it happened, like right at that moment, but you go to a house where someone killed someone, you might feel uncomfortable in that house all the time. It's through extra sensory perception, which others mostly probably know of as ESP. Okay, so how would you identify clear empathy? Most empaths don't like big crowds. We don't like big crowds. We don't like to be around a lot of people all at once. A group of like five or more. Five is pushing it. A group of five, and then when it starts to get bigger than five, it starts to be too many personalities. I noticed that even like five people is too many people for me. Because now I'm like, it's okay, so who's who and what energy, and then I might be able to pick up on who the person is, and then I'm just uncomfortable as hell. So it doesn't matter if the other four people were the greatest people in the world. There's just one person in the room who's got an issue, there's something wrong with them, and I feel it, and I'm uncomfortable, or they're upset, whatever the case may be. I can really feel that. So you might feel, and then if you're like in like big crowds, you might feel panicked, you might feel claustrophobic, you might feel really closed in, like you don't, you want to get out of there, like I get out of here, I gotta get out of here, you know what I'm saying? Like that's me. Like I'll be like, oh my god, it's too many people, oh my god, it's just too much. You might have rapid mood changes, and that's like this, there's gonna be a lot of similar attributes of clear empathy as clear sentience, because they are particularly close to being the same thing. I really debated on if I wanted to even separate them, but I did, because some people who are clear empaths are not clear sentient. So you might feel like rapid mood changes in certain rooms that you're in, around certain people, and in certain environments. Like I was saying before, like you go to a place where a homicide happened, you move to a house where someone was killed, and you can pick up on that energy that was in that house before that person died, especially if they were like the last ones in there. You might be very humanitarian natured. So you might feel like you want to save the world, you want to help everybody, you always feel like helping somebody. You might work in areas like as a CNA, nursing fields, like the medical field. A lot of clear empaths like myself, we work in medical field, or started out in the medical field or whatever. I started out as a CNA. It was one of the first jobs I got. I realized I didn't like the hands-on, and part of that was being clairsentient. I could feel the sickness, and I didn't know what I was feeling, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like, and as an empath, I didn't even know I was an empath at that time, so I didn't know why I was like feeling all the energies and stuff back then. But I just knew I didn't want to really be in that field of hands-on, also because I'm also like, I just didn't like the hands-on part. So I ended up going off and went to school for like therapy and counseling, but then I actually ended up getting my degree in community health, which is very close to CNA work, but it's on the like case management end. And I've realized that was the kind of help I wanted to give. It's close to psychology too. You learn a lot about that in that course. in one of the courses, they teach you a lot about like psychology and things like that. So I really wanted to help people. That's what I knew. I wanted to help people. Humanitarian is in my blood. It's in my numerology. It's all over me. And then being an empath, very, very connected to humanitarianism and wanting to help people. So even like being here, teaching, the teacher energy that has always been on me. I always want to help people learn about them. So I decided that's really essentially what I wanted to do, is help people learn about themselves, learn how to find themselves as I'm doing, because I felt like this journey was really hard for me alone. And so as I'm taking this journey alone pretty much, and well, not alone, I have people that are there with me, but most of it is very alone because a lot of stuff I had to find out myself. And having a support system, the people I did have, was really beneficial. So I want to be able to do that for y'all. So that might be something that you feel like you're really connected to. You really want to help people. You're really drawn to people. When people come to you with their problems, you're just like, I really want to help them. Like, you can't just like be like, you have a hard time setting boundaries. You might feel like you have a really hard time setting boundaries. Like, I can't tell them no. Like, they want to come tell me all their problems. My friend called me all the time to tell me about saying her boyfriend that she won't leave, and she knows she needs to leave him. And you can't help but to be there and sit there on that phone and talk to them and let them do it. And that's okay. It's just, don't be a dumping ground. You got to set boundaries, but we'll get into that. But you'll notice that you do have a hard time setting boundaries because a lot of us as Clair empaths, we really want to help people. You might suffer from a lot of mental illnesses. And I'm not trying to be mean or funny or anything like that, but a lot of empaths end up with mental illnesses based on the fact, or getting diagnosed with them, and it might even be being misdiagnosed. That's the word. Being misdiagnosed because you're picking up on a lot of the energies around you. You don't understand how to actually process being an empath, so you just take it in as being your stuff. So they diagnose with depression, anxiety, even like PTSD. You might have panic attacks and things like that. And a lot of that has to do with being an empath. Now, of course, if this is the only symptom you have as an empath, I would really consider that you might have other things going on, and make sure, either way, you should be having a therapist. I'm going to always be an advocate that there's nothing wrong with having a therapist. You should have someone to go to who's trusted in that field to be able to be there to do and be a part of your support system, especially being an empath. That's important. A lot of that, having those mental illnesses, is feeling the nerves of others. So when people are around you who have those mental illnesses, you pick up on that too. So you might feel a lot of that. And the thing is, what you would end up doing is carrying it with you. So one of the ones that I have down here that I wasn't even on yet, seems like you carry things for a long time. You feel like you carry, when you get upset about something, you feel like you carry it for a while. Like, okay, you could pick up on something that someone was upset about at this moment. They were having, or you're around a person who was depressed or has really bad anxiety and was freaking out, and you carried it for the rest of the week. So, so I'll talk about that kind of stuff in the coping mechanisms, how to not do that. But that's about that boundary setting, because as an empath, you are a sponge. So things affect you more deeply and for longer periods than even the person that it originally affected, because you feel it so deeply. You are a sponge. You feel it almost as if you are that person. You might even feel like you get emotional during movies. Like, you can feel everything that they're feeling in the movie, their fear, like their anguish and their pain. You can feel it. Funerals might be really hard for you to go to. It might be really hard to be at hospitals and things like that, where there's a lot of sadness. Mental hospitals especially. Because, I remember one time I checked myself into the 5th floor, y'all. Just be honest. And I did, and I felt like, girl, go home, bye. Like, you really tried it. Hold on, y'all. Let me put my phone on the charger. Let me come back. Okay. I know it's probably only 2 seconds for y'all. But, okay. So where was I? Would forget where I was. Anyway, I was telling you about how, I was on the 5th floor, right? So I realized then that I probably was being dramatic. Because when I got in there, it was people in there that really needs to be there. And I was really picking up on their stuff. And it was really making not helpful. I was in my room like, I'm just going to stay in here away from them. And I'm going to go my ass home as soon as the opportunity arises. When the 72 hours is up. And I'm going to just make better decisions. Because that's what Tia needed to do. Tia needs to make the better decisions. People that I was in there with picking up on his vibes need to be there. And I was like, yeah, yup. And I was really picking up on it strongly. It was just like really making me be like, oh my God, why did I do this? Why? And so another thing is, I think I kind of already said this and touched on this, but you will feel uncomfortable in certain environments will feel more uncomfortable to you, like, but you, or certain people, being around certain people, like you might be around, like, it's like you be around a person and you be like, I don't know why I don't like her. I don't know. It's just something's off. I don't know why I don't like this place. I don't like being here. Some don't feel right. And you can't come up with any like externally recognizable reason to feel that way. You're probably an empath and you're probably picking up on the energies that are there that you can't see or, know right away, or why, why is this like this? And, that's about being a sponge. That's about being able to pick up on those energies. You might be able to just like literally sense the auras around a person. So if they have like demons around them and stuff, like you'll be able to feel that, like a depressive demon, that attachment on a person could feel like, I describe it as like, I think I described it in another one of the videos about it feeling like a cloak has been thrown over you, a dirty, nasty, heavy cloak being thrown over you, and you just feel weighed down and you feel icky. I call it feeling icky. That's how it feels to me. It feels icky. It feels nasty. So I'd be like, I don't want to be around these people or this person. I don't like them. And that's how I really be describing it. I just be like, I don't like them. Call me messed up. I don't know. Call me what you want to call me. To me, in my world, I'd be like, I don't like them. If I don't like your energy, then I can't like you. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to describe that. You could be like, well, it's just the energy that you have about you. I don't like you. That's your energy. It's yours. It came with you. Fix it. Do something about it. I don't like you, and I won't like you until it shifts to something better. But that's your energy. And most people like being in their energy. And if I don't like a person's energy, I just don't like it. And you probably feel the same way, especially as an empath, because it's like you cannot change that icky, nasty cloak thrown over your head feeling when you're around this person, or in certain environments, at certain houses or stores or things. Like there are certain stores, like there's a Walmart out here that I do not like going to. It's nicer than the one Walmart that I do go to, like as far as like how clean and neat it is. But that Walmart, the energy in there is like, it's a racist energy. It just feels like everybody in there hates black people. It feels like that. And you see what I mean? Like, how do you describe that? How do you just feel that everybody in here hates black people? And I can't explain it externally, but it's like even when I'm around certain people that I can tell are racist or hates black people, I can feel it. And I just be like, I don't like that person. No, I don't like that person. You see what I mean about energy? That's their energy. They hate black people. I'm not picking up on that wrong. They hate black people. If I'm picking up on that from a person, they hate black people. That's their energy, and they really don't like black people. Even if they try to pretend to the greatest of their abilities to like black people, the energy, it's almost like the energy does a tone for me. It changes the tone of someone's voice and everything. It makes them be like a person could probably be sounding normal, but if they're jealous of me, then everything sounds like, oh, see, you got that? Why did you get that? That's how it sounds to me. I don't know if they really sound like that or if it's I really think it's just the empath for me, because most of the time they don't even realize they're sounding like that. They don't feel like they ever sound like that. And I've even had people like that where we're like, didn't she just sound kind of like, and they were like, not really. It's not in my head. It's the energy that was around it, and I can actually pick up on the energy, and it makes it sound that way to me. Like when someone's like when my kid's dad gets jealous And when he calls and like he like brings up stuff, like he'll bring up stuff like and say something, and that's how it sounds to me, like it sounds like I'm just jealous. I'm finna say some smart shit and some jealous shit, and then he'll be trying to be like, I didn't mean it like that. I'll be like, but you've known me better than anybody. You know damn well I heard the way that you meant that and the way that you were thinking and feeling it. And you'd be like, it's just because, and he'll fess up because it'd be like, why even try to do that with me of all people? You know that I'm picking up on that damn energy that's coming from you. It's the energy. I don't care how you tried to make it sound. I know, and I heard it. I heard that you was all jealous and trying to be petty and trying to slick throw shade and shit. Like, I heard all of the way that you did it. You can't hide that. It's energy. You can't hide. I feel like you can't hide energy, especially not from us empaths. Like, we be picking up on that shit. Like, it's very ESP to have be an empath. Very ESP. You pick up on a lot of shit. So you might really feel like that. You might not like people touching you. Physical touch is probably not your love language if you're an empath. I take that back. I mean, it depends. Okay, because it can go either way. I feel like there's a group of empaths who don't like to be touched because they know how easy it is to pick up on that energy if the wrong person touches them. Like, someone can touch you like this and you just be like, it's like if they have a really bad energy about them and they touch you, it feel nasty. It feel like it'll get your hand off me. But then we also, like, I feel like there's a group of us, or like even us, we do like to hug. It just has to be a certain kind of person. And because like there's so many people with negativity on there, it might make you feel like you don't really want to do that. And for me, like, I know personally, like, you have to have an energy about you that's good, or it has to be planned out of my mind that I'm going to take away the negative energy. So I'm doing this on purpose. But for someone to just walk up and touch me, okay, I'll say it like that. If you're an empath, you don't want someone just walking up like, hey, because that's gonna, like, you're gonna feel everything, like, and if they got some negative shit on them, it's gonna be like, why are you touching me? Please don't touch me. Like, when people touch me, it's just real, don't. Please stop touching me. Like, I feel all of what you got on you, and you need to go cleanse or something. Gross. Don't touch me. And I don't touch people. Like, I don't just go up and touch people. Like, yeah. But that's also because I understand being an empath, that's something that I have to be careful about. You might also notice, like, you touch a certain person and you remove, if they were having a bad day, and if you did touch someone, you're like, oh, I'm sorry to hear about your bad day. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm feeling so much better. And you're over there like seething and shit because you didn't took their shit on accident. Yeah, so that's why I say you gotta be careful touching people if you're an empath. Because because you're a sponge. But you can also be like, it can be like a battery charger. So you might touch someone who's really happy, and then like you're all happy, but you gotta be careful with that too, because they might end up being like all drained and looking like they just got slurped up by energy vampire. A lot of empaths have energy vampire energy about them, but that's another video for another day. I'm not going to even get into energy vampires today, but I'll talk about that because as empaths, we are affected by energy vampires very easily. But we probably are ourselves. We just, being empaths too, it's hard to balance it. So that's why I said be careful stealing people's energy. I'm just kidding. Because it's not stealing. You don't even know you're doing it. But, like, you can, like, touch a person who's having a really great day and all of a sudden their day's off. Like, I've done it before. So I was like, and I felt bad because I was like, that's not what I was trying to do. Sorry. Like, damn, I was just like, I just was thinking like, oh, I'd love to share that kind of energy. People are always dumping on me and dumping off their crap. I would love to share this energy, and next thing I know, their day was like fucked up, and I was like, that's not what I didn't mean to do. I'm sorry. Like, next time we'll just like figure out a way to do tantric. Shut up, Tia. Shut up, Tia. You might get really excited in nature. I just like took a beautiful walk with a friend, and we went and we sat at the river, and we were doing mudras, and we were meditating. I'm gonna post pictures later because like it was so nice. And I just was breathing in the energy, and the water was talking to me, and the wind was talking to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's talking to me. This is amazing. So yeah, I was like really amped about that walk, and I really enjoyed that energy exchange. And see, like, yeah, we exchanged energy and all that good shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you're supposed to do it as an empath. The exchange of tantric energy in a circle, like circling around and like sharing in happy energy instead of like dumping, which a lot of empaths end up getting because they attract people. You might notice you attract people that are damaged. You attract people that are energy vampires. You attract emotional vampires, which are people who dump on people and then be like, huh, I feel better. I'll talk to you later. Yeah. Like, damn, I don't get to talk. Where was my turn? You just dumped on me and now I'm just your basket. I don't let people do that to me no more. But I'll get off the phone with you. I'm going to talk to you later. And then I'll block you. You keep trying to do it because I don't like that stuff. I'm an empath. You got to set boundaries. You're going to have to set boundaries too as empaths. That's going to be important. It seems like you can read minds. So again, telepathy, like with clairsentience. You might feel like you can read people's minds, like you know exactly what they're thinking. So when people try to do stuff, and I hate this, because don't insult my intelligence. I wasn't thinking that. Yes, you was. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I wasn't thinking it, damn it. Somebody was thinking the damn shit, and it was you. Seemed like some shit you was thinking at that moment. Your face looked like you was thinking it, and your whole tone sounded like you was thinking it. It was probably the energy that made your tone sound like that. Clairvoyance, sorry. Um, um, so yeah, like, I don't like when people do. I don't insult my intelligence like that. Like, I know damn well it was you, and I know that's what you was thinking. That was what you was thinking. People love to do that. So don't let people have you thinking that you crazy, cuckoo. You know what you heard. Fuck. I wasn't thinking that. One out of every 30 people I talked to, you the only one who wasn't really thinking that. I know the fuck I was thinking. I wasn't thinking it. I'll be serious. Like, go on now with that lie. Why the fuck is it not scrolling? Sorry. Okay, so how do you develop clairempathy? Like, grow into this gift. So, like with clairsentience, you'll want to practice on your gifts. So you might want to practice with a friend, telepathy. I'm gonna go to parks or clubs or bars or the mall, and kind of like practice in areas where you can see visibly or personally are able to ask if it match those feelings to people who would actually be honest about it. So it has to be people that are willing to be honest about it. So that's the thing. Like I was just saying, there's people that want to be like, no, I wasn't. No, get out of my fucking head. This bitch is crazy. How the fuck she knows thinking that? Those are not the people you practice with. You practice if you're gonna do personal like stuff where you see what's going on. Kind of like want to like do it with people that you know you can trust to be honest. Like, yeah, I was just thinking that. Like your friends or something. And just practice it. Or go to like parks or malls and stuff like that where you can visibly see the people. You can see the frustrated mom. So now you're feeling frustration. Just pay attention to how you are feeling. So if you're feeling frustrated all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, you start feeling the emotion of frustration, and then you look and you see a mom who's really frustrated or a kid. You're paying attention to what it is that is going on around you, so that you're able to take note of that being something that wasn't your feelings, that it is shifting into that. Because a lot of times as empaths, we take things on that are not ours, and we have to learn how to separate that, just like clairsentient people. You might want to use your receiving hand, which is your left hand, and practice things like what I was talking about, which you're transmuting energy, and touch like the just part of someone's back and like pull out negative energy. Don't, I told you, don't be taking nobody's happy energy without asking them first, because you want to just exchange that. Don't take that. Just ask them, can we exchange some energy? Like, let's exchange happy energy. But you have to be able to be really like energize yourself, and be able to be like thinking happy thoughts and not thinking about how sad and because you're I'm so tired and drained. Because then you're gonna just give that to them and take theirs happy. It's weird, but yeah, you want to make sure you're exchanging happy energy. But when it comes to negative energy, you want to be mindful in your mind, like, okay, I'm going to put my hands on that part. I don't like that part on this part right here on the back of your neck with this hand, with your left hand, and just focus on removing all negative energy, transmuting it to positive energy, and placing that in your solar plexus. It will be positive. Be careful with this, because I gave myself like a really bad knot in my stomach one time because I was doing it too much. Well, then now that's why I'm saying be careful, because I'm telling you to do something, and I want to make sure you know how, like when I was developing my gift, how I messed up. I didn't have anyone to teach me that. I just was like, I'm just gonna try stuff. Run around doing that, taking people's negative energy and like putting it right here and transmuting it to positive, but it ended up like a big ball of energy. It was too much. So don't do it too much in like one day and one second. I was doing it like, man, I'm like, everybody. Oh, you're sad? I got you. Get that. You sad? You upset? Let me get that. Just doing that to everybody and like putting it. Like at some point I was supposed to like, transfer it and give it back to the universe to transmute. But I put it all in my solar places. I was trying to manifest. Y'all, I was just doing stuff. I was doing real chaotic magic last year. It was stupid as hell, but like, y'all, don't do that, because you will get sick. Don't do that. Just like practice on like one friend a day or something, and just do it like once a day or something, and just see how you can transmute that energy. Just be mindful of how you're taking it in. I was trying to do a lot of stuff. I was taking shit out of me. I was like, take fear, put it here, and yeah, positive, and come. I was like doing too much. It was crazy as hell. I was not ready to be doing all that. I was so crazy. And it's crazy when you do that. You're gonna be able to watch the person, like they're like really upset and crying. You're gonna watch them be like, okay, and it's crazy because then like I kind of feel better. I feel a little better. You'll see people respond like that. I remember one time this girl was just like really upset at this place I was staying at. She was so upset about something. I don't even remember what it was, but I was just like, I had this rose quartz necklace at the time. It was like a little rose quartz egg. And it was so cute. It was my first rose quartz necklace. And I remember I went to her and I felt like my guides, because I'm not a hugger. I'm not a physical touch person at all, very much. That's why I say as an empath, it really, to me, I'd be like, I don't want to feel that shit like up close and personal. But I'm also clairtangent, so that has something to do with that too. You touch me, I'm picking up on more than just emotions and shit. So I'd be like, I don't know about that. So like I went up to her because I saw her crying, and I felt like I was hearing spiritually, she needs a hug. So I went and I was like, do you need a hug? And I allowed her to hug me, and I'm removing the negative energy as I'm hugging her, and she's crying. I showed like, and we knew each other, but not knew each other. You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, wow, you give really good hugs. And I was like, me? But I had removed that negative energy. She was like, I feel like I'm feeling better. And then they told me to give her my rose quartz necklace. And I was like, baby. But yeah, spirit will lead you and stuff. I was feeling really drawn to do that, and I was like really happy about that experience because it made me realize like I can help people, and I have to step over, like remove myself and my own feelings to be able to step over that. People need hugs sometimes, and I ain't just hugging them just to be like, they're there. I'm just pull that up out of you so you have a little less. And I just, I don't even store it no more. I was like, get the fuck. Sorry. Sorry. I'm all like, So you might want to meditate with the solar plexus chakra once again. I was talking about with the clairsentience. So that's this one. Right there. The Retro Mudra. And you might want to do the Gaia Mudra for the third eye because being an empath can really affect your third eye, your crown chakra too, because of how much you're taking in from people telepathically, and the things around you and the energy around you really opens your third eye, and like the third eye be like, what the fuck is going on around here? So that was so weird. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Don't do that no more, Tia. Shut up, Tia. The other one is the Shivalinga Mudra, which is also considered the gesture. And by the way, this necklace that I wear is the symbol of This is is considered the word that was used to create the universe. So and this is really helpful too when you use those. I forgot what they're called. They're sounds. I mean, that's as good as it's going to get today because I don't remember what they're called. It's sounds that you would make with your mouth, and it creates vibration. So, if you do it right, you can feel going all the way down to your root chakra. It's a vibration. Clairvoyance. Don't mind me. And that, I'm sorry. So that one is like this. It's the gesture and the Shivalinga Mudra. So it's like that in front of your heart chakra or right here at your sacral chakra. And this is to realign the body, clear energy centers, and fill you with fresh confidence and contentment. Okay, and I just did this at the river, and it was just like so peaceable. Another one is the Anahata Mudra, which is the Anahata. And you would do it like with your right hand, and then put your left hand on your thigh. You probably be sitting in a yoga pose when doing it, and breathing in positive energy and the energy that you want to take in, and breathing out the energy that you want to go away from you. That mudra is for easing heartache and negativity and inner conflict. You also just want to meditate a lot, period, because if you can be centered and balanced and focused and be calm, then things that are coming at you won't affect you so much. You want to kind of be like have a shield around you as an empath. You don't want everything you don't want to just be a sponge. You're just taking in everything and falling out and shit. You want to be able to block certain energies out. You want to be able to shield yourself from taking in everything. Okay, and how can you be sensitive to someone who's an empath? I've heard people say it's not real, and that they like to be like, you're too sensitive, and they're not really understanding to why you're just having all these mood swings and shit. So one thing's for sure: ask before touching or hugging someone who's an empath. Like I was saying before, it's really important to even set boundaries on when you do so and be mindful of it as an empath. But if you're someone who's dealing with an empath, please be mindful to ask them before touching them or hugging, and make sure that it's a good time and that they're comfortable with it. But they do like lots of hugs, especially when things are really hard. So give them room to do that if you're a trusted person. Allow them to cry and be vulnerable. Allow them to have a space where they can empty. Allow them to dump. Like, a lot of empaths are really the dumping grounds for so many people, and being a garbage receptacle of energy and emotions of other people, we need to be able to dump too sometimes, you know what I mean, and clear that energy. And if you can be a friend to someone who's an empath, the best thing you can do is every now and then let them dump, and then do something with the energy, like do an exchange. But they'll need to get that out, because they're taking in more than just their own stuff. Like, and we do still have our own lives and stuff we go through too, that we don't get to focus on when we're focused on everybody else having shit, you know what I mean? You might want to go on walks with them, and like I said, exchange energy with them. Like, be willing to be that person that circles around happy and positive energy vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, do that for them. Be considerate when it comes to, like, going on outings and being around, like, visitors and things like that. Because, okay, like, don't just bring your homeboy that you knew from another situation that your empath friend doesn't even know to her house. Like, oh, I brought my friend Kevin. Sorry, I just picked a random name. That's my brother. It's my brother's name. I don't know why I thought that. But yeah, don't do stuff like that, because that's really rude and it's really inconsiderate if your friend's an empath, because you don't know if they're going to like your friend. Just because you like him and you fucks with Kevin's energy doesn't mean that your friend is going to like Kevin and fuck with Kevin's energy. So don't just bring people, okay? And be very considerate if they're like, yeah, he got to go. Kevin got to go. Don't take it all personally, like, she's picking up on something you didn't, and that's okay. Everybody got different gifts, okay? Because I have people be surprised sometimes that I picked up on a negative energy from their peeps, because they really like them, and then they find out later, like, I should have listened to you. Yeah. And when it comes to, like, going out places, pay attention, be aware. This is your friend or your spouse or something. Be aware of how they're responding. I really used to hate it with, like, one of my exes, that we would go places and he knew that I was an empath, and he knew me well enough to know how I would act in certain environments. And he'll do stuff like, be like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Nigga, you know what's wrong. If you don't... I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. You know what's wrong. You knew, because you know me. You know I'm not feeling somebody up in here. Somebody's energy is off, but the energy here is off, and it's time to go. Be respectful of that. Don't even be with an empath. Don't be with that person. Don't be their friend. Don't take them places if you're not going to be respectful of that. You cannot force a person to fuck with somebody who they don't fuck with, or fuck with energies or places that they don't fuck with. That's not fair, especially if you decided that you're going to be with someone who's an empath, knowing that. So be very sensitive to that and understanding. So you might have to leave early, and you have to be prepared for that. Is what it is. Coping. So those mudras that I was showing you is a good coping mechanism. I think I said something earlier about, like, having boundaries, being prepared to have boundaries. Yeah, you want to set clear boundaries. It's okay to not want to be around certain people. It's totally okay. It's fine. You don't have to do it. Like, just like I said about the spouse, if that's your spouse or that's your friend, don't be inconsiderate. But also, as an empath, to cope, it's totally fine to not even go. If you feel like you're not going to be able to handle having up a shield or whatever. And then also be patient with yourself, because it's okay to be like, you know what, I tried, and I can't do it. I don't like the energy here, and go home. You have to be loyal to yourself and be respectful to yourself and what you can say. Dump. Write until you can't write no more. Cry until you can't cry no more. Vent to someone who you trust and who's open to you venting until you can't vent no more. Go vent in the mirror. I talk to myself. I don't always have a friend that wants to sit there and listen to me talk about my bullshit all the time. Sometimes I talk to me about my bullshit. I sit in the mirror and I be like, girl, I'm dead ass. And respond. Now, call me crazy. Yup. Sure do. Because ain't nobody else talking to me. So I respond to myself. Like, I need a friend who understands. I'm thinking about making a group for us Clairs. And we might do like a thing where we do like partners, people who take care of each other. Like, just making sure each other is okay. Being there to be those venting partners and exchanging energy, and it'd be a safe space because we would be learning how to develop those gifts and learning how to develop being able to do tantric exchange safely so that no one's getting all drained. Okay. Take cleansing baths and like showers, and at like the last 10 seconds take a cold shower. I like to take the cold shower in period sometimes. Like, okay, now like piping cold, freezing cold, but like, you know, like very, very lukewarm, closer to cold, lukewarm shower. It feels good sometimes. Again, you might want to do the, like, with the clairsentience. I talked about hugging the trees and just being like, thank you for your energy and thank you for changing energy to me, and let the energy just flow around to recreate and transmute the negative energy to positive high vibrational energy. Okay. And you might also want to do this with the ground. You might want to just lay on the ground, face first, baby. Or you might want to lay on your back and just taking energy from the sky and the sun beaming down on you. Daddy's sun's healing rays are amazing, baby. So, the other thing that you might want to do is like sit near water, sit in the grass, run your fingers through the grass like next to you. Just run your fingers through the grass next to you and let the water talk to you. Watch the waves come towards you and speak to you. Listen. It's really relaxing. These are things that you can do to cope. Yep, I was going to say, get your hands in some dirt. Write something and then like tear it all up and go dig a really big hole with your hands. I know, like, my nails is done. I'm going to go dig dirt. I sure would. That's why I don't usually do all this, because I want to be able to do that, like digging the dirt and get my hands all dirty and have dirt all over my hands. The earth is in my hands and fingernails. Like, I like that. And then I bury this letter of bad emotions and pack it back down. You might also want to burn it. I did a demo like on my Facebook page, which I don't know. I'll probably try to get it and like upload it on YouTube somehow. I know it's possible, so I have to figure out how. Excuse me. I'm tired. I don't know what just happened. So you would just basically like write all the negative shit and like rewrite some positive shit in another notebook on another piece of paper, and then like tear that one up and burn it and release to the universe to recreate those scenarios into the ones that you rewrote about each of those situations. Practice the transmuting. So practice like taking in the negative energy, snatching it in and transmuting it to your right hand. You have to be very mindful and visualizing with this, and just push that energy back out and say to create transmute to positive high vibrational energy. You're going to want to be really focused on doing so. There's this method called the 17 seconds method. It's all over YouTube. With the 17 seconds method, what you need to know is when you have a negative thought that pops up or something like that, or even those emotions that come in from other people, you have 17 seconds to shift that. Those are not my feelings. Those are their feelings. And I feel happy, joyful, peaceful, excited, energized. Change it. You can do that with like negative thoughts too. You can actually use this method to manifest. But I'm like, I don't know. That's not what this is about today. We're talking about clairempathy. So with clairempathy, you can actually use this to transmute energy. You want to pay attention to yourself, pay attention to your feelings, and respect yourself. Create a safe space to make others respect you as well, and respect your boundaries. So this person's like, I don't care that you don't want to hear me be negative, then don't talk to them no more very often. If the person wants to keep being negative, don't visit them very often. Set a time frame of when you'll come visit, how many times you'll come visit a month. If a month, maybe it's every 3 months you'll visit them, and only for like 4 hours. That's as much of them and their negative shit. If it's a person you have to deal with, like a parent or something, siblings, family members, children, grandkids, you just have to set boundaries, and you have to make people respect them. If they really value your company and your presence, then they'll change. You're already compromising by even setting a certain time frame that you'll to limit them from being able to be around you, taking from your energy like that, and feeding nastiness to your life. So if you can do that, then they can definitely care to not be a negative asshole when you're around. And if they can't, then you set your boundaries for how many times, how much you'll deal with that, how often you'll deal with that. Maybe you won't deal with it at all. That's on them, because if they don't want to change, that's not your responsibility. Don't take on people's shit. Don't take on people's shit. Coping mechanism. Don't take on people's shit. That's not yours. Don't take it on. Don't. Do not. As an empath, don't do that. Learn to set your boundaries and be like, no, you are not able to access me anymore. You make me feel like this, and I don't like feeling like that. You're not allowed to access me anymore because you've done it one too many times. You need to have deal breakers. Set you 10 deal breakers that you will not allow anyone to do to you. And as soon as they do them, don't tell them shit. Don't tell them shit. I mean, you can. I guess you can tell them shit. I ain't gonna tell you shit. You crossed me too many times. And this is my mindset, to be honest. I wouldn't tell you to do that. If you want to tell them and give them a chance to be like, no, please, I'll just do it, then you do that. But I just feel like people are faking when they do stuff like that, because this is who you are, and you showing me that you are the type of person that hits my deal breaker, so I'm not going to keep fucking with you, because you gonna keep hitting my deal breakers. Period. Hematite crystals, and there's other crystals like obsidian that you can that absorb energy, and you can use them to like transmute energy or take in the energy, absorb energy. Like this stone is a evil eye stone, and Horus stones are ones that absorb energy, negative energy too. Amethyst is good for like healing energy and like transmuting energy. Tiger's eye is really good for like increasing your energy and raising energy vibrations. Really good to meditate with, to raise your vibrations. Black tourmaline is really good for transmuting negative energy to positive energy. And then the selenite wands are good for clearing energy, setting boundaries and like shields around you. Binaural beats and sounds. Once again, I'm going to show you guys my ting chimes. They're Tibetan ting chimes. See? And I just love, like, this is really like clearing. It really just, like, it vibrates. It vibrates. And I love the singing bowls. And like I said on the Clairsensian video, but just in case you didn't watch that one, I have playlists, and if you go to my playlist and you go to the singing bowl meditations, you can see the different sound baths that singing bowls can be like, and you can see how singing bowls can be really refreshing and relaxing. Binaural beats are really nice. You can find a binaural beat for pretty much anything. I mean, there are binaural beats for headaches, menstrual cycle, PMS, like real bad cramping and stuff. Like, there's binaural beats for everything. Okay? Feel me? So that's one way to cope. Meditate to some binaural beats or something. And just be patient with yourself, okay? That's the last note that I'm going to make for this video. You need to be patient with yourself. You need to be patient with yourself. You need to respect yourself. You need to set boundaries for yourself. You need to set boundaries for yourself. You need to set healthy deal breakers. And don't let nobody cross them. 10 of each. That's your homework assignment for this video. Go write you 10 healthy boundaries, standards, and I forgot what I was just saying. Lords. I'm tired. It's okay. It's alright. I'm gonna go do something about that right now. I'm so tired. I just want to get done with this video so I can post it for you guys, as I promised. Yeah. Oh, okay. 10. Write you 10 healthy boundaries, such as like standards that you have. Like, this is what I'll allow. This is how much time I'll allow a person to do this. Deal breakers, like, if you are negative towards me in my dreams like 3 times, then our friendship is over. Do you some deal breakers. Like, I mean, and if it's that serious, then it's that serious. There's yours. Be loyal to yourself. First and foremost, this is your life that you have to live. You have to live in your body. So if you're letting people just come and dump on you and be negative and like really speak death over your manifestations, yeah, set your boundaries and your deal breakers. And if that means you have to be like, if you do that shit 3 times, I'm never talking to you again. So, like, you don't deserve that any more than like people might feel like they don't deserve to be cut off forever. I don't even get that. And then also might want to set ten healthy boundaries, 10 deal breakers. I think that's it. Well, it's been real. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Share my playlist on CLAIRSENSES. Share the other videos. Watch the other videos. I'll have links to the other videos that are uploaded below in the description. I'll have a link to my Facebook page, my business Facebook page, and my email if you have any questions about spiritual guidance and you want to learn more about that. And I also have where you can book if you would like to get a reading. I do spiritual gifts readings if you are still struggling to understand if you have these clairsenses or you want to know about developing them better for yourself personally, because I do give the methods of how you develop them in the videos. But if you want to know more specifically, I do readings on that too. I'm gonna go eat some candy. That's another way you can raise your energies, by the way. At the end of the video, I hope somebody was still watching there. I'm gonna go now. Okay, namaste. Love y'all. Peace.